In this session, we will discuss setting up your state unemployment taxes for the Sage Intacct Construction Payroll module. In prior sessions, we imported in federal and state taxes. The state unemployment tax does not get set up during that import. They have to be manually set up. They can be imported as well in a separate file. But in most cases, it's simple enough to go in and just set up your own as needed. To set one up, you go into the Applications, Construction, Payroll, Taxes. Once in the tax screen, go over to the right and click Create New. Select percent of earnings. In most cases, the state unemployment taxes are based off percentage of earnings. If your individual state is something different, you can rely on the help to see what else you need to be done with that tax. But when you set it up, you will select an effective date. Give it a tax identifier. I would recommend filling out the state first. So for example, Iowa _ SUI, possibly an underscore employee or an SUIE, something that represents it accordingly. You can create or establish a tax category for it. For state unemployment, usually recommended to use SUI for the category. And for your state, select the state that you're setting up. In this case, Iowa. Then you'll notice down on the bottom here, you have employee rates and employer rates, and this is an employer rate. So you'll establish your individual company, employer, state unemployment rate here. Well, let's say it's 1.45%. And there is a limit on earnings of $43,000 per year. It's only taxable in the first $43,000 of earnings limit. So you would need to look up your local state unemployment tax calculation rules and limits and fill them in here. The other thing you need to do is for your integration with your Atrix for tax filing, you'll need to come into here and establish the employer tax number that relates to Atrix. And how you can do that is you can go over to your help system again. So if I go over to the community, Cloud Payroll, and I could type in Atrix, you'll notice there's an Atrix tax type code. If I click on that, it'll give us some instructions on how to fill out and integrate with your proper codes. And if you notice, there's a button down here called Tax Table Spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is extremely handy. It'll give you everything you need and what to look up on what tax codes you need. Now, when you import taxes, those pre-fill in automatically, but in the case of the unemployment tax, we'll click on the tax tables. And you can also make a bookmark here, and I'd recommend that. And if you notice, it has every tax in the system, and we're looking for the unemployment taxes, and you can filter on this. But if I scroll down far enough, I'll see all my state unemployment lines. And I'm looking for Iowa. There's Iowa. There's my tax code number. And you'll notice it here in the second column, 1055. That's the code that needs to be filled in right here under employee tax type number, 1055. And the only other thing that needs to be filled out here is what type of reporting is it? And this is state unemployment insurance. At that point, I would click Save. And I have just created the Iowa State Unemployment Tax. If I had additional states to set up, I could come into here and just click Duplicate. Give it a different ID. Change the state. And fill out the rates accordingly. And let's say the limit is $35,000. And then you would need to go look up that code for Missouri. And if I go over down to here, it's 1068. And then I can change that. Once those are set up, click Save. And you have now set up your state unemployment taxes. Thank you.